I know it's been a few weeks, but I am back and I'm ready to help grow your business through some very smart marketing. So let's do exactly that. Before we get stuck into episode 425 of the award-winning Small Business Big Marketing Show, the Marketing Gold is made exclusively possible thanks to American Express Platinum Business Card. And I reckon you are going to like some of the benefits this little old card gives you, the very motivated business owner. Check this out, 120,000 membership reward points when you join. That's like a Qantas flight from Sydney to Hong Kong return in business. Gotta love that. The card opens doors to 1,200 airport lounges, guarantees a late 4 p.m. checkout at fine hotels and establishments globally. Gotta love a 4 p.m. checkout if you go hard the night before. No preset spending limit with up to 55 days to pay. Complimentary travel insurance, a free Australian Financial Review subscription. That's valued at $628 alone per annum. Now, they're just some of the benefits of the Amex Business Platinum Card. To find out more, search Amex Platinum Life. That's Amex Platinum Life. I think you'll like what you see. Terms and conditions, of course, apply.
Well, I said, welcome to a small business marketing show where successful small business owners share their souls to take your marketing straight to the lead. Now, here's your host, Mr. Timbo Reid.
And welcome back to the Small Business Big Marketing Show. I'm your host, Timbo Reid, but you, infinitely more importantly, are a motivated business owner ready to crank out some great marketing to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it deserves to be. Big show today. Oh, yes, indeedly doodly. Here's what we got. An update from me that'll include some tips on dealing with adversity in business, which I have recently dealt with. I've got a pitching format you are going to love if you struggle with your business pitch. I have some ideas for a listener who's struggling to attract customers. I help a business owner choose the right marketing agency. Another listener wins big in the Monster Prize Draw with a very good video marketing strategy. And this week's advertising jingle contains football, meat pies, kangaroos, and Holden cars. As per usual, team, there is marketing G.O.L.D dripping from the ceiling over here at Small Business Big Marketing's HQ. So let's get stuck right in. So if you are an avid listener to the show, first of all, I thank you. Secondly, you might have realised I have been off the grid for a few weeks now. I think 3 or 4 weeks where I haven't put a show out. Really, the main reason is I've been doing it tough. I was throwing a bit of a curveball, as we all get thrown in our lives, and it required me to just kind of step back, take a big breath, and collect my thoughts before moving forward. The fact that I'm back means that that curveball has been caught. I don't know whether it's been completely tamed yet, but things are back on track, which is kind of cool. Thanks for hanging around if you've done that. And thank you to all those who've reached out via either email, Twitter, Facebook, the odd phone call, very odd phone call, and just to check on what was going on, where I was, and if everything was okay. You know who you are, and for that, I deeply appreciate your love and care. And while I'm thanking people, I want to thank a company, American Express, who you know are a sponsor of this show, have been so incredibly flexible, I guess, and caring towards my situation, and have given me some latitude to just kind of get through it without any pressure. Now, they're a big company. They could have easily gone, Timbo, enough of that. Move on, next. But instead, they stuck with me, and I really, really appreciate that. Now, if you're a business owner and you're doing it tough, I'd like to share just some of the things that have helped get me through this current period of my life. And, you know, as business owners, as human beings, we all do it tough, right? But here's some of the things that have kind of got me back on track. First of all, if you are doing it tough, speak up. don't bottle it in. Don't bottle it in. Speak up to someone that you trust, a mate, a friend, maybe professional help. But the worst thing you can do is not talk about it. Another thing is drop your pride. This was a big one for me. I found myself kind of going, I've got to keep moving forward. I'm Timbo and I just got to keep moving forward because I'm a tough guy. But, that's just dumb. You got to drop your pride, any ego associated with it, and admit that stuff is wrong and needs fixing in your life. To that point, be gentle on yourself. If you're doing it tough, and I'll keep this to a business conversation, be gentle on yourself. If you're doing it tough in business, it can be like that. But don't beat yourself up over it. I get a lot of emails from listeners, and I'll share one either in this episode or next week's where a listener is beating himself up and going, things aren't as good as they could be. Be gentle on yourself. Take a big breath. See it for what it is. Seek professional support. If you need that, it's a good thing. And finally, look after yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. One of the things I did a few weeks ago, I took off to the Eden Health Resort at the back of the Gold Coast there and literally had a week of blissing out off the grid. There's no Wi-Fi, caffeine, sugar, TV, media, alcohol. There is none of that at the Eden Health Resort. What there is a whole lot of space to reflect and get well and meet other people who are doing the same thing. I did everything from yoga and Zumba through to Hawaiian dancing. Thank you to my friend Rochelle for that. A lot of meditating, eating really well. We did the giant swing. We did the flying fox. We went hiking, swimming, mud baths. We just did a whole lot of stuff. And I call that a circuit breaker. Because what it did, it takes your mind off what is going on in your life and allows you to kind of line the ducks up again and have another run at it. So if you're into the idea of rewarding yourself or just pampering yourself and looking after yourself with a bit of love, I'd check out Eden Health. What is it? Eden Health Retreat. .com.au. I've been there a couple of times and it's absolutely fantastic. If you can't do that, at least look after yourself. Drink more water, eat less crap, get off the booze for a couple of days, all that kind of stuff. Because after all, if you're listening to the show, you're a motivated business owner. I have done a previous episode on overcoming adversity in business, episode 407 with Damien Lee. If you want to keep exploring this topic, then I suggest you listen to that episode because Damien Lee from Mr. Lee's Noodles has overcome cancer twice and is absolutely smashing it out. So that was his thing. And anyway, enough of that. Again, thank you for hanging on. Thank you for those who did reach out for a bit of support and checking in on me. Really appreciate it. Righto. So one thing I know for sure in having spoken to so many business owners over the course of my life is that many struggle to pitch their business. That question we get asked all the time. So what do you do? We might be at a networking event, we might be at a barbecue, we might just meet someone in the street. They say, so what do you do? And so often, first of all, that's an opportunity to pitch your business with the idea of maybe getting an inquiry, a sale, an introduction, whatever it is. And it's an opportunity to get that person interested in what it is you do. There's a lot of different ways you can pitch your business. I want to share an idea with you and give you an example of how it plays out in my own business. And this is called the Capstone Pitch. Okay, and it's broken up into 8 mini little micro sections. And I'm going to read you those sections and then I'm going to give you an example of how I pitch my speaking business using the Capstone Pitch model. So it's broken up into this. Clarity. So in simple terms, what do you do? Pretty simple. Then authority. Why should I listen to you if you're going to tell me, if you're going to provide a solution to what it is you do? The problem. What's wrong? What's the unmet need in the industry in which you operate that you have a solution for? So the next step is obviously a solution. How do you fix it? How do you meet the need? The why. Why are you so passionate about actually providing this solution? Then the opportunity. How can we work together? The call to action, right? Then the next steps. How do we start? And then finally, the essence. Remind me of the experience I will get from all this. Now, I know I'm going through this quickly, guys, but, audio, and you can rewind and pause as often as you like. Plus, I'll put these over in the show notes over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com/425 for you to find out more. So this is a capstone pitching model. So let me go through my capstone pitch for my speaking business when I want to get, work to speak at conferences. So this is what it says. Start off with clarity. Hi, my name's Tim Reid, and I'm a marketing keynote speaker who's spoken at 63 conferences in 8 countries in the last 12 months. All right, so we've got some clarity around who I am. Here's the authority piece. I also host the award-winning Small Business Big Marketing Show, Australia's #1 marketing podcast, as well as the In-Flight Business Show on Virgin Australia globally. So I've credentialised myself. Now I'm going to identify the problem. Having spoken to thousands of small business owners over the years, it upsets me just how many of them struggle with the dark art they call marketing, with 3 limiting beliefs constantly holding them back. They think marketing is too expensive, too time-consuming, or too complicated. But it doesn't have to be that way. I want the marketing of their precious business to become a hobby. When something's a hobby, you can't wait to do it, and you'll find the money and resources to do it often. So I've identified the problem and I'm leading into a solution. But first of all, I give them my why. Having done over 400 interviews with successful business owners, one of the traits they all share is a deep respect for the power marketing has to grow a business. So here's my solution for those that are interested. Backed by a mountain of research, I've created 3 highly engaging and practical keynotes that will leave a business-owning audience keen to race back to their business and start implementing immediately. So that's my solution, and here's the opportunity. You can find out all the juicy details at timreid.com.au, or if you'd like to book me for an upcoming event, then let me know the date and I'll confirm my availability and fee. That's the opportunity. The bottom line, put me in front of any business owner who's struggling with their marketing, and I'll have them attracting and retaining more of the right clients in no time. Thanks for your time. And that's the essence. So if you could pull that apart and rewrite it for your business, I think that'd be a really good exercise, because I think every business owner should have a capstone pitch. It's an extended version. That's a sort of like a 2 to 3 to 4 minute pitch. There are shorter ways of doing it, which I can cover another time, but that would be a great exercise for you to do to get your head around how to pitch that beautiful business of yours. Righto, so I get this email recently from listener L. Rupner, and he has got a bit of a problem in that he hasn't got any clients. Now he says, "Good afternoon, Tim. It seems like nobody knows anything about Emmett technique." That's the business that he's in. It's some kind of therapy. "I'm an Emmett therapist discovered by Ross Emmett from Queensland. We release muscle to help relieve pain and discomfort and improve quality of life." Geez, I wouldn't mind some of that myself. "I'm stuck. I don't know how to approach my marketing strategy," he says. "My question is, how can I get more leads, traffic, customers if no one knows about Emmett technique? I went live early June and struggle since. I get people to my website. So far, 37 views to my website. On average, 11 seconds spent on it." Oh, ugly set of numbers, L. We'll fix that. "And then I lose them. Same with Facebook page, just views, no clicks. Same with AdWords. What can I do? Please help," he says. His name's L. Rupner. All right, L. Now, mate, I want you to put your thick skin on for me right now before you listen to the advice I have to give you, because I like the fact that you're having a crack, that you launched a new business. Never take that away from anyone. You got a website going, you've got a Facebook going, you got some stuff going on, but it really needs some work, buddy. And I guess hence the note to me. So let's start with your website. Here's some things that I think you need to sort of sort out on your website if you want people to if you want to generate some inquiry from it. You've got a branding issue, number one. You've got a URL, the domain name, it's emmettouch.com. When I go there, I see ET Muscle Management, Freedom Valley, and Book Now. It's like What is ET Muscle Management? What is Freedom Valley? I don't know if that's a suburb or I don't know. We don't know what it is, but there is a real branding issue. One brand name, one logo, one look would be a great start. Your About section, L, has 2 lines in it. You've got to be a bit more verbose than that. People buy from people. You're a service provider. You're a practitioner. Let people learn about you. Give some insight to you. Show some pictures of you at work and really, make yourself familiar. You've got minimal helpful info on your website. You have got an FAQ page, but it's got 10 short questions and answers and it's on one page. I'd like to see you build a knowledge centre out where you list every question you've ever been asked and answer them. One question, one rich answer per page, okay? I clicked on your phone icon, L, and it went to a blank screen. Didn't come up with a phone number. No wonder you're not getting any calls. Then I went to book an appointment and it says 30 minutes for $1. You should be getting a lot of calls. But I think there's a whole lot of things on that website that need fixing. Your Facebook, L, you got 4 posts on there, buddy. A few logo posts and 1 article. No wonder you're not getting any engagement or inquiry from that. Share interesting, engaging, helpful information about the Emmett technique. Even put a smile on people's faces. It doesn't have to be all serious, but start populating your Facebook on an ongoing basis with useful information. I'd go out and get some strategic partners, personal trainers, masseurs, gym owners, and let them know about your service and refer work to them, and they can refer work to you. I'd also join a chamber of commerce, so you're meeting other business owners in the local area. You might get work from that, but you'll also start to feel a little bit motivated by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. Be active in your local Facebook group or health groups. Like, for example, every suburb in Australia has a Facebook group, right? And within those Facebook groups, people are asking questions and sharing ideas and sharing how they feel. So if someone posts in that Facebook group, I'm exhausted after a day out in the garden, you could swoop in and suggest a solution of Emmett technique. Don't be salesy, but just kind of start that discussion around what you do. A bit of guerrilla marketing would help. Go to local markets, farmers markets, put some brochures under car windscreens. Is that legal? I don't know. It's a good idea. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. And I would also listen to episode 302 of this show, L, where I interviewed Adam Lippin from New York, who has a business, calls himself The Cuddlist. He's a wellness therapist as well. He sells cuddles. He sells 1 hour cuddles for, I can't remember what it was costing, but he's been down your path and he's also selling something that people don't know they need. So episode 302. Al, thank you, buddy, for, I hope I wasn't too harsh on you, but I want to see you succeed. Good luck.
Come on down. It's Timbo's Monster Prize Draw.
Oh, yes, indeedly doodly. It is that time of the episode where we get to reward a motivated listener for taking action in the Monster Prize Draw. All you got to do is email me, tim@timreid.com.au. Tell me one idea you've implemented from listening to this show and what impact it's had on your business. If I read it out on air, you'll receive a prize or 3 and go into the draw to win a hot lap in a racing Porsche with past guest and racing car legend Steve Richards, and that's valued at $2,500. I'll announce that later in the year. Righto, today's winner is Anita Affleck of globalbaby.co.nz. Now, here's what Anita is doing in her business as a result of the show. She says, "Hey, Timbo. Hey, Anita. One particular idea that I've implemented from your show is to create helpful videos and put yourself out there as the face of the business. We import and retail strollers along with other designer baby gear. I took your advice and started recording demonstration videos for the products that we sell. I had a lot of mental roadblocks and excuses." Oh, yes, I know about those, Anita, and I've heard many. I should write a book on excuses for not creating videos and podcasts and blogs for your business. It'd be quite a funny book. Some of Anita's mental roadblocks. I didn't have a good camera, didn't have a good microphone, I don't like my Kiwi accent, was scared of talking to the camera, and didn't have the technical skills to edit a video. Well, they're all pretty lame, really. I've heard all them before, but yes, they can stop us from doing great things. But, you know, once we sort of break through them and look back, they seem quite small and silly to think they held us back. Anita goes on to say, anyway, JFDI, right? That's it. Just friggin' do it. To start with, I just used my phone to record the videos. I bought a little tripod, and at first I would record the demo, then record a voiceover, the top using iMovie, but after a few times I was able to talk to the camera and demonstrate at the same time. Love it. We've now got 43 videos sitting on YouTube, and how's this? One of them has over 300,000 views. This is for a shop that sells prams and strollers. 300,000 views. It's genius. It's not all about the views, though, says Anita. It's about providing information to prospective customers, building trust and leading them down along towards the sale. That is so true. You know, remove the idea of sell, 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 and instead tell, tell, tell. And it will change the way you approach this video marketing strategy. Anita goes on to say, last year when I was pregnant, I wasn't always in the mood to be in front of the camera. But the great thing was that the content was evergreen, which means it's dateless, it's timeless. The videos sit on the product pages on our website, on YouTube, and were used in our Facebook ads and retargeting campaigns. Love it. That is one video being used and repurposed multiple times. When I demonstrate strollers in the store, now almost every customer I serve tells me that they've watched our videos. The impact of these videos and your ideas on my business, Timbo, is huge because our customers are more educated on our products before they even enter the store. Ultimately, that means more sales. So that whole idea of educating your customers is so mission critical because your customers, you know, they've got a lot of questions, you know, and depending on what you sell, I mean, if you're selling a chocolate bar, you're not going to have that many questions like, does it taste nice? Yes, good, I'll have one. But if you're selling prams or if you're selling cars or you're selling financial planning services, people will have a lot of questions. So if you choose to be the business that goes about answering those questions in the most helpful way, you're going to win. You're going to get more sales. As I always say, someone has to be the most helpful in your industry. It may as well be you. Back to Anita. Another tip I've picked up from your show is that business owners shouldn't be on the tools. Correct. This year, because I've got a new baby, I've had to take your advice. One of my retail team, Flora, her name is, finished her marketing degree, so I took her on in a full-time sales and marketing role. She's now editing videos, finishing blog posts, working on emails, loading things up to the internet. She's much better at all those things than I was anyway. Big shout out to Flora because she listens to the podcast now too. Good on you, Flora. You are helping that wonderful Anita more than you could ever imagine and probably having fun doing it because all the stuff you're doing sounds like a lot of fun and marketing should be that way. Back to Anita. My biggest problem is now that the shop is so busy, I have to go in out of hours to record the videos. In the old days, I would shut the door and press record. What a great problem to have. Thanks again, Timbo. I reckon I pick up an idea that I can use in my business from every episode of your show. Keep it up. Anita Affleck, globalbaby.co.nz. Anita, for that wonderful email and for you taking action, you have won a Carmen's Muesli Pack valued at $60 thanks to past guest Carolyn Creswell. You've won a limited edition black leather Orbit key thanks to past guest Rex Quo. That's valued at $49. You get an Amex lounge pass. That's $33. And you get a backlink on this show's website over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com. That is priceless. Got another question from listener. What's his name here? He hasn't put it. His name's Tim. Oh, yeah, Tim Dubois. Well, that's a nice name. It's very French. Tim Dubois. Timothée Dubois. It's all about choosing a marketing agency. He says, hey, Timbo, would you be able to do a podcast or part of a podcast on questions you should ask a marketing company when trying to choose one? We have used about 4 different marketing companies and have been let down every time. Are there some key points that we should be asking? Wow, you've been let down 4 times. That's not good. Could be you, Tim. Don't know, mate. Hey, we'll assume it's not. We'll assume it's the marketing companies. Here's what I'd do. Choose one whose work you really admire. Doesn't need to be in your industry. It looks like you're in financial services. It doesn't need to be in your industry. In fact, I like the idea of using a marketing company that doesn't have interest or expertise in your industry, because they'll do things differently. So choose one whose work you admire, approach them. Get to know the people who will be working on your business, not meeting the boss or, the business development manager, but actually meeting the account manager, the creative people that are going to work on your business, and get to know them, just going out for a coffee or a beer with them and really get to know them, as opposed to the kind of boardroom talk that they'll give you at the pitch meeting. Understand what's their process for creating marketing. Have they got one? If they haven't, I'd probably move on. How precious are they? Now, we are dealing in a creative space. I personally don't like dealing with precious creative people. I like creative people who stick up and fight for their ideas, but at the end of the day realise that, hey, I'm paying the bills, so there's got to be a bit of give and take there. Maybe you like working with precious, but either or, find out how precious they are when it comes to presenting ideas to you. What would their clients say about them? Ring their top 3 clients and ask, what results have they achieved for those clients, right? You came with this problem, the marketing company did this, and this was the outcome. Get clear on that. If they can't articulate that, move on. What are they good at? What are they bad at? No one can be good at everything. Like, not everyone can be good at everything, but they can be good at some things and be really bad at others. Find out, have that honest conversation. And after you've done all that, push all that aside and listen to your gut feeling. What is that telling you? Don't get sucked in by their nice offices, by their fancy presentations, by their really cool slideshows that have transitions. Lose all that and just focus on what does your gut tell you, and hopefully you won't be let down a 5th time. Righto, I think it's time for this week's advertising jingle of the week. This one dates all the way back to 1972. It's a TV ad for what was back then the great Aussie car in Holden. Now, whilst the jingle is an absolute classic, the vision that accompanies this TV ad is absolutely mesmerising, or at least I think it is. Why? Because it basically is an expose of Australian life in the 1970s, a time when life was a whole lot simpler. Take a listen to this.
Australia, what's your favourite sport?
Football.
Snack?
Pies.
Animal?
Kangaroos.
And what's your favourite car, Australia?
Holden.
Let me see, that's football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars, huh?
Right.
Well, you sure sound like Australia to me.
We are.
Well, then you better tell me again, because I just might forget.
We love football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars. Football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars.
That's football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars.
Football and meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars.
I think you better tell me again.
We love football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars.
In case you're wondering, this commercial is brought to you by football, meat pies, kangaroos, and Australia's own car.
They go together underneath the southern stars. Football and meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars.
Makes sense to me!
I love that ad. Boy, oh boy, does it remind me of growing up. You can actually watch that ad over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com/425. Well, that almost wraps up another episode of your favourite marketing podcast, the Small Business Big Marketing Show. If you're new to the show, then thank you for sticking it out, finding me and sticking it out till the end. You'll find my entire back catalogue of interviews over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com, along with a transcription of every interview. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the contact button over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com, where you can email me, connect with me on social media, do all sorts of stuff. A big, big thank you to American Express Business Platinum Card for sponsoring this episode. Search Amex Platinum Life to find out more. I think you'll be pretty impressed. And again, thank you to Amex for supporting me through my darkest hours. If you love the Small Business Big Marketing Show, then let another business owner know about it by grabbing their phone and downloading it for them. Just go out in the street, walk along your closest strip of shops and walk into each shop and ask the shop owner if you could borrow their phone and just quickly download the podcast for them. I'd love you if you did that. Until next week, I'm Timbo Reid. Thanks for tuning in. May your marketing be the best marketing. Bye for now.